Hello class, my name is Miss Boliva and today we're going to be doing a short lesson on comets. So by the end of this lesson, what you should be able to do is define what a comet is, what the parts of a comet are, what they are made of, and why this matters to us. So first of all, let's go ahead and start off by just getting an idea of what a comet looks like and what the parts consist of. We have what is a nucleus, and around the nucleus we have what's called a coma. And then coming out of this, we have two tails. We have one tail here and one tail here. So let's go ahead and label them, why don't we? This is the nucleus, this is the coma, this is the tail, and this is another tail. Now the difference between the tails is that we have two different kinds. So this one right here would be the dust, and this one right here would be the gas tail. And that pretty much tells you what they consist of. Now a comet is mainly made out of ice, but the nucleus also contains gas and rocky debris. And then the coma is a large cloud of gas and dust. And now just like the planets that we have studied so far and everything, the comets also make a similar path around the sun. So we have an elliptical path that also goes counterclockwise. And then the sun is on one side. So as you can imagine, it also follows Kepler's laws, meaning that as it comes near to the sun, it'll travel faster, and then as it goes farther away from the sun, it'll travel slower. Now when it comes near the sun is where a lot of things go on, and what causes these tails to lighten up and for the comet to start melting is around this area near the sun. The closer it is to the sun, the faster or the more we start to notice that it starts to melt. Now, when it's visible in the sky to us, it's when it's really close to the sun and the sun gives it energy, or the light foreshadows it and it becomes bright, and that's when it could be visible from Earth. Another way that a comet, or at least part of a comet, can be visible from Earth is if the dust and the rocky particles come off of the tail. Like if they bounce off of the tail, then that's pretty much what makes up what we call the meteor showers, or the shooting stars. So that's something else that's pretty cool about comets. Now another thing I would like to mention is that as it rotates around the orbit, its elliptical orbit, the tails are facing out. So because of the solar winds, we have the comets coming right here, and then the tails are always going to be facing out. Okay, so that's something for you to also take into consideration. In regards to the most famous comet, I would just like to briefly mention that would be Halley's Comet. And comets actually take a while to do their full orbit. We have what we call short-term comets and long-term comets. So short-term comets take less than 200 years, while long-term comets take over 200 years. Halley's Comet, which as I mentioned is one of the most famous ones, is actually considered a short-term comet because it does take less than 200 years to make its full orbit. Now, another thing that I would like to mention is that this should matter to us because it is a possibility that as it makes its path, for the comet to decide to come directed towards Earth, which obviously that would cause a collision. It wouldn't be pretty. So that's why it's very important for astronomers to really pay attention to the path and just be able to foresee it before something like that were to happen, God forbid. But just to be ready to anticipate it and stuff. So that's why learning about this is important. Another thing I would like to mention is that if you would like to know where most of the comets are and where they come from, is from the Kuiper belt. which is the orbit that's past Neptune. That's where most of them are, and that's where they start their route into the path in their elliptical path around the sun. Okay, so the next part right here is my partner's gonna go ahead and introduce an activity in which you're actually gonna be able to build your own comet, label the parts, and then I'll just go ahead and have her take it over from here. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you enjoyed this lesson, this quick lesson about comets. Thank you.
Hi, so for this part of the lesson plan, students will be given a hands-on activity where they create the structure of a comet or the anatomy of a comet. Students will be given simple materials and where they, once finished, have created a anatomy of a comet. Students are required to label the coma, the nucleus, the gas tail, and the ion tail. The materials that the students will be given is a construction paper and where they can label anatomy of a comet. They will be given 2 different markers. One color will represent the gas tail, the other color can represent the dust tail. And they will also be given some cotton ball to represent the nucleus and the coma. Students will also be given a glue stick in order to get the cotton balls to stick on the construction paper. Lastly, they will be provided with some color pencils so that they can get creative with their activity. What the activity will look like once they are finished is just like this. It will show the dust tail, as you can see here, the gas tail, the coma, and the nucleus. So the objective of this activity was to have students create the anatomy of a comet and also label the comet, so that way they can learn what the structure is of a comet. All right, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.